Welcome to the Podnas with Face, Pat, and Tiz.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Podnas, show with three friends separated by distance and connected by brotherhood, having weekly conversations that you can join in on. And as always, I am 1/3 of the Podnas. It's your boy Tiz, and I'm along with.
Is the other third of the partners is the Padawan here, trying to wake my sleepy ass up. And sooner or later, I'll be along with our brother Face, but he's not.
Yeah, actually, he's not coming tonight. Face is sick,
so that makes it.
Tonight, unfortunately, prayers and well wishes to my bro. Hopefully, he feels better soon. Get well soon, Face. But he'll be back next week to continue on with the fuckery with your boys. But yeah, man.
Heal my brother, heal.
Indeed, man. Please heal. Get your Wolverine on, champ. How you been doing, though, Pat? How's your week going, bro?
It's been good. I had a lot more sleep. More sleep.
Sleep is a rare thing, yet such a blessing.
It's a luxury.
It's a luxury. And the older you get, the harder it is to come back, but the more you appreciate it.
It's shit. The hardest thing is actually once you get time to actually go to sleep, going to sleep, like getting your mind to cut off so you can go ahead and just sleep, like in general.
That is a huge fact. Amen to that. It can be a big struggle. But yeah, man, hopefully everybody out there is doing well. If you are joining us for the first time, please make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button down at the bottom. Hit the notification bell so you get all of our content. We're always dropping short clips, just all of our fuckery during the week before the podcast. Feel free to chime in on those and join the conversation. And as always, we record these podcasts every Friday night at 10:10. So pull up with your boys. If you like something that you hear tonight, or you're interested at all, or some just spark some type of emotion in you, go ahead and make sure you share the content as well. It helps us out tremendously. It's a click of a button for you, but it is a huge help to us, especially in these new algorithm days. So help your boys out. Hit that like and subscribe button and that share button. If you're on Replay Gang, shout out to you. Make sure you do the same that we just said. And yeah, man, I think everybody is talking about it this week, so y'all probably already know what we starting this week. Did everybody see the Usher Bowl? As it's being called online.
Pretty much, yeah.
The Super Bowl this year was a very interesting Super Bowl. I'll let you give your thoughts on it, and then I'll kind of chime in with my thoughts. It was a lot going on with the game itself. Well, did you see the Super Bowl? Let's start there.
Well, I was only able to see clips of it and stuff like that because I chose to go to work because they was like, hey, we need shifts, and I got a couple of things I got to pay off. And I didn't bet on the Super Bowl this year. So, yeah, I went to work. But everybody at work was pretty much watching the Super Bowl in general. And it seems like, to tell you the truth, I've heard more shit about the damn halftime show than anything like that actually happening on the field, pretty much. And I mean, I kind of knew that the Chiefs were going to win. Kind of was hoping for the 49ers for my stepdad's sake because he loves the 49ers and everything. But I didn't, none throughout this week. It was just all Usher, Alicia Keys. I ain't seen nothing like nobody did any amazing passes or any goddamn amazing interceptions or nothing like that. It was just them niggas won, but this is what happened. And we hoping that Swiss Beats is mad, but he's not mad. Now we mad that he's not mad because we need something to be laughing about on social media and shit. But shouts out to the Chiefs for their win. Even though I kind of predicted that. I probably should have betted on the game. But I don't think anybody would have bet against me.
All right, I'm back in. Sadly, my computer died, so I had to join from my phone. But we back. So I have no idea what you just said. But yeah. What was you saying?
Basically, I ain't hear nothing about like nobody did any like amazing passes or interceptions or nothing like that. It was just, hey, I want Swiss Beats to be mad at Usher for the performance with Alicia Keys, and Alicia Keys didn't hit them notes like she used to hit them notes, basically.
Okay, so all right, it's complicated. I'll say this. It's a couple of ways I can look at it. For one, first of all, the game was kind of dry the first half. I'll just start at the game itself. The game itself was interesting. It was probably the first defensive battle that I've seen in a long time. Like nobody was scoring points. It was like both teams would get to the end zone damn near, and then be a turnover, a dumb fumble. They'll just cough the ball up. So like it was literally a story of defense the whole first half. So most people that was with me watching it, we was watching it at work. Yeah, it was pretty dry that first half. But I will say it picked up once Usher came on. Usher did his damn thing. This was definitely one of the better halftime shows that we've had. Alicia Keys definitely did hit a raw ass note that the NFL has tried to cover up. So if you watched it live, you heard that note that she started with. But then if you go to the video now, they released from the NFL, it's been cleaned up and they've dubbed in like some good vocals on top of it. So if you didn't see the Super Bowl live, you would think that she was singing her heart out to start with, but it was a struggle that first note. But to be honest, it wasn't that bad. I think Alicia need to just, maybe come down a key or two on her. She might need to come down a key or two when she does her songs. I feel like she be starting too high, and she's not and she got that husky alto voice almost. So like some of them high ass keys is probably not her best strength. But yeah, so a lot with the halftime show. Like I said, the halftime show was dope. I think Usher really tried to bring his residency show to the Super Bowl. From what I heard, he had a lot of stripper poles and skating and all that stuff in his residency show. So it seemed like he tried to duplicate that at the halftime. Definitely the biggest story from it, though, were two things. For one, the way he hugged up on Alicia Keys. Now, when I think about it, I look at it like you're doing too much. I think Usher has become a very disrespectful man in the way he's been treating women that belong to other men. But it's weird because he also got married that weekend. So I'm like, it might have been just part of the show, but I don't see why you need to grind up on the back of my woman as part of your show. So it's like, I don't know what his angle is. And apparently he's been with this woman for like some years. So I don't understand why he keep grinding on everybody else's woman. I don't know why she thinks that's okay, but Holly weird.
Yeah.
But Swiss Beats handled it well. He definitely put out a statement where he was like, hey man, y'all worry about the wrong thing, et cetera, et cetera. He's a better man than I, because Usher would have had to see about me. I would have had to pull up on him and get with him.
That don't mean he didn't have to see about him. That just means he did some political shit for the public right now, but behind closed doors and shit.
Yeah, if I'm Swiss Beats, I'm taking it back to the old D and Wild Rough Rider days, and I'm pulling up on that nigga. He gonna have to catch two clean Jones like I'm Papoose and he easy to block captain. For sure. And somebody got to catch these hands. But that was a big story. But then also the second big story was did you see Jermaine Dupri's Shirley Temple socks and shoes?
Oh man,
this nigga came out looking like Boss Baby. I was not ready for that. I was like, I remember when he first came out, everybody in the office was like, "That's CeeLo? Who was this fat? Who was this little fat bald nigga?"
That's what I heard too.
That nigga came out with the weirdest outfit. Like, I don't know who cleared that or who told him that was gonna be fire. But he came out with the little socks that the girls used to wear at church to Sunday school when you was a kid. And some Mary Janes. I was like, what in the hell? But yeah. It was
Fire.
interesting. So the halftime show was definitely up there, though. I will say, most people were mad that he didn't do Lovers and Friends. I was kind of like, he packed so many songs into that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really upset. You won't get but 5 seconds of it anyway, because he was skipping through songs like he was somebody in the car who can't find what they want to hear on the radio. He was just like bloop, 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 bloop. He was saying like 2 notes of a song and then just be on to the next one. So I don't think nobody got their full jam onto the song they probably were looking for.
Probably like a verse and a hook per song or some shit.
And not even that.
Not even,
it was like a
verse.
Hook of a song, and then maybe half a verse of the next one, and then it was like another hook of another song. Like he was speeding through them shits. Like he had at least a good 10 to 15 songs in that halftime show. And you know the halftime show ain't even that long. So like he was blowing through them shits. Like I've never seen like he was just a bad DJ. I don't know why he was. I would have rather him had just like maybe picked a good 5 or 6 songs and kind of let them and like really perform them out a little more. But he definitely probably should have did Lovers and Friends because he had the whole crew there for it. You know what I mean? You got Luda and Lil Jon. Yeah, it's cool, but Lovers and Friends is what everybody is looking for in that moment. So he probably dropped the ball a little bit on that, but I wasn't really mad. The show was really good. I probably got it as my 4th best halftime show of all time. So he's definitely in the top 5. A lot of people have been saying like it's number 1, 2, or 3, but I think people forget that Michael Jackson had one of the biggest halftime shows ever.
Yeah, Michael Jackson will always be number
1. Where
that
nigga was teleporting around the damn stadium.
Yeah,
and then
you couldn't even see him at some points. He like blended in with the smoke and shit.
Exactly. And then Michael Jackson stood still for a good minute and just captivated the crowd just standing there. So like I don't think we're gonna ever duplicate that again. But I also
Prince did Purple Rain.
I was about to say Prince is my number 2. Purple Rain, when it literally starts to rain.
Perfect.
That nigga Shannon Crowder said the best comment about it. He was like, when Prince performed Purple Rain and God literally showed up. Like you can't script that type of shit. Like to play your biggest hit, it be called Purple Rain. Prince was probably the last person to play live guitar at the halftime show too, like a live instrument. And then it start raining as you're singing that song. Like the shit was magical. And then Beyonce had like a knockdown drag out show a few years ago. Her solo one, not the one she did with Bruno and them, but when she had her solo show, like she killed that shit. So I definitely got Usher up there as like number 4, but we've seen some halftime shows that are better. So I think people might be prisoner of the moments on that.
I still kind of like Dre's from last year. He entertained me.
That's my 5th best one. They definitely did their thing last year. I'm excited to see who comes in next year because they do have a show to follow, quite a show to follow. Like they can't come in with no weak shit after that. I'll tell you that much.
You know how the NFL be sometimes. They just get bored, put some country music singer up there. They be singing, boring everybody for the next 13 minutes or so. That's the time when you got to get your snacks.
Yeah, definitely gonna need to get the snacks together.
According to everybody, and it seemed like you too, it seemed like they were getting their snacks before the Usher halftime show.
Oh yeah, like I will admit, like the Usher halftime show was good, and that kind of is what made everybody kind of wake up. Because before that, like I said, it was such a defensive battle. You had to really it was like a struggle. If you're not a pure football fan, it probably wasn't something that you were like immensely into, to be honest with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like the football purists, they like we was fucking with it. Like I thought it was a great game, but like I was looking at the reactions online and like what people were kind of saying on Twitter and stuff, and it seemed like a lot of people were not a fan of it until that point. That was kind of what got everybody up. And then it seemed like even though the two teams kind of got their shit together at that point too, because it went from being a defensive battle to kind of giving some more action. Both teams started scoring when they came out of the half, so it was almost like the Usher kind of woke them up too.
Mm-hmm. See,
so
this wouldn't have happened if it would have been Detroit and Baltimore.
That part. You actually are not wrong. Everybody was definitely looking forward to the Nigga Bowl. I was hoping for it. I wanted to see the fur coats and gators. I wanted to, and Vegas is like the perfect spot because they had
you got Usher.
Yeah, it was like this was the first Super Bowl where they had like VIP sections that looked like the club by the field. So like they had these big ass like booths that you could sit in, like the little, the couches that they be having at the club.
Mm-hmm.
They had them set up. So that would have been a sight to see, just to see like all of the niggerdom that would have been out there as two of the blackest cities in America faced off. But it is what it is. Chiefs won. If you follow the script of the NFL every year, then you probably already knew that the Chiefs were going to win once they made it. They weren't about to lose this Taylor Swift money and have her going home sad. I was really confused as to why Ice Spice was in the booth with Taylor Swift and them. That threw me off the whole night. I couldn't get over that. I was like, why is she with Taylor? When did Ice Spice start hanging with Taylor Swift?
At this year's Illuminati industry plant internship, they all decided that Ice Spice would also be.
It had to be Illuminati because, nigga, what?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Taylor Swift's like one of her songs. She pretends to like Taylor Swift songs. It's a neutral, but
yeah, very weird.
And it seems as if there is a lot of money behind this little orphan Annie looking girl. But her mama fine though.
But I'm about tired of Ice Spice.
I ain't tired of her mom though. Her mom fine as fuck.
I haven't seen Mama Spice yet.
No, Mama Spice is
Okay. Duly noted. I know what I'm gonna be Googling right after we record. What the hell?
That good Puerto Rico.
All right, Mama Spice. Let me check you out, Mama Spice. I had to come see about Mama Spice. Who knew? Because your baby looked like she a Mongol. Like she
blame that on the dad.
Like I believe Ice Spice got Down syndrome.
Blame that on the dad, man. Blame that on the dad.
I don't know who I'm gonna blame it on, but I damn sure don't believe that Ice Spice is a full mental capability. I really don't. I don't believe it.
There's
and
a lot of
talking interviews, she be sounding kind of.
And a lot of well, you mean to be an industry plant or a puppet, you don't need a brain. That's the last thing we want you to have. I need you to follow this script. If you follow this script, you will get money.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
This is true. I have no argument against that. You are completely right there, my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah. God bless her heart. But yeah, so that was the Usher Bowl.
God bless her mom.
It sounds like they should have had the mama go ahead and show up.
No, I don't want her to get
halftime show. Oh, Mama Spice. I'm gonna definitely be looking that up after this though. I've never seen that lady. I've only seen Ice Spice coming with that dry ass twerk. That is the driest twerk in the history of twerkingdom. Like, ma'am, you're not even good at it. Like, if you don't sit your fat ankle ass down, because don't nobody want to speak on them cankles she got. Like, we ain't gonna keep acting like she got no normal legs. Like, it like I'm pretty sure she got some type of edema or something in her legs because them ankles is swollen. I don't know if she got gout or what, but she need to lower her salt intake.
Oh shit!
She definitely got some swelling down there.
Man. like Little Orphan Annie and Betty Boop mixed together.
I mean that. Since I'm on my phone, it's hard for me to actually pull up the docket. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. Hold on. Can you still see me right now?
You're all black, but
Oh yeah.
you're all black. I can't see.
All right. So speaking of creators, Ice Spice and everybody else, the next topic on the docket for today is in the creator space, right? In the space of people who make content online, social media influencers, YouTubers, etc. Is it truly content over everything? You see a lot of people doing these weird prank videos. You see people sitting on the floor with their whole family in the grocery store eating chips off the floor, just random weird shit. Is it content over everything, or is there still a standard to making content?
Standards. Standards. We are done with standards. We've been done with standards since social media.
It's sad too to see how far we've fallen with things, like to see that people really don't care how they're presented online. Like they just willing to do and say anything just to make sure they get a couple of clicks. And like I don't understand it, to be honest with you. Like I want views, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't want views at the expense of me being who I am. Like I don't want to be out here looking like a coon or no dumbass just to get clicks. Like if I say something that people perceive as dumb or something, cool, that's whatever. But I want it to at least be authentically me. I don't want it to be no weirdo shit that I'm doing just to, oh, they gonna like this. Let me go run my head into the wall real quick.
My own detriment. Nah.
Yeah, like what do you think make people that hungry for attention?
Nigga. Attention is the strongest drug there is. Like, for real. It is shit.
I really don't understand that concept. Like I've always not minded attention, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think I've ever been a person that's like I'm out there with my sole intent to get attention. If that makes sense. Like I feel like attention come organically.
Yeah, probably because you never had to. But it's a lot of people that don't really have personalities, but they want attention. There's a lot of people that don't have personalities. They may just look appealing, but and want attention because that's what they're used to getting, or whatever. It's one of those things, and it goes along with views and likes. Like social media is like the friend that keeps telling you take another hit, or peer pressuring you or whatever, because or whatever. Like humans are already social animals. Some more sociable than others, or whatever. But with everything, there's always an extreme to stuff,
right?
Or whatever. And if you have something that it's just the whole culture of social media is just look at me. You get what I'm saying? Like
that.
That's how it's easy to go into it. It's like social media is the gateway drug into the content world. Pretty much. I see all the likes that they got and all the random comments they got. I want that too. Hey, it's easy enough for me to do it. I'm going to do it.
Do you ever wish we didn't have social media anymore?
I wish
like it would go back to when we didn't have the internet and people like would just call people, and if you knew somebody, you knew them because they actually did something worthwhile to blow up, not just because they were the internet was stupid shit.
I mean, at times, yes, I do. Sometimes I feel like certain things are just not a social media moment or whatever. It doesn't require, you know what I'm saying, just live life or whatever. But I also feel like a lot of things might not have a lot of things have happened and have been accomplished because there were the right people on social media,
Right.
or whatever. And I also feel like it would have came anyway. So it's not even a thought of, I wish it wasn't no social media anymore. Certain things are just inevitable, especially when it comes to technology and moving forward and stuff like that. But it's just, I wish I wish it was limits to it. Like when it first started, it was just college kids on social media. Probably because we would get the concept of it a little bit more than others. And then it's just like when the general public started creeping in, all you needed was an email. When they designed it to make it an email, because that was the beta test. When it was just, all right, college kids can get into Facebook, and then certain people that's going to be into computers, going to be into MySpace. That was the beta test. Let's see how this works.
Right.
That's how we can make money off of it, or whatever. But I think it just need to be some type of etiquette or just some type of discipline or something when it comes to social media or whatever. We got a brand new thing. Majority of the time, when humans make certain things, there's rules and laws and concepts behind it, so things won't go out of check. Internet is one of those things where it's not really any rules and laws, and then if you put certain rules and laws into it, it's like that's where it gets kind of iffy, because all right, are you allowing certain people to have all access and certain people not to have all access, while certain people not able to have access, and things like that? So
Know what I think? And I think this about a lot of stuff, but I think social media could be the beta test for it. I think it needs to be IQ testing before you can make an account for anything. So, like, before you can send a tweet or post an Instagram flick or jump on Facebook or jump on YouTube or whatever other social medias there are, I think you need to take an IQ test. Because I really think that the kids that used to be in the classroom at the bottom of the school, they used to get out at 12:30 and eat their lunch at 9:30, and you never really saw them.
mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's a lot of short cheeses that's now got pages, and we don't
Mm-hmm.
rate them no more. Like, I think we got a lot of like short bus shorties that are now out here with pages running rampant. I think that's how you get people like a Boot Gang that was out that time, and people who be just running around doing stupid shit in the grocery store and just like wild shit. Like, I think that's how you get them people.
if
They were
corporate
never that smart.
if corporate America really wanted
Yo,
people,
yo.
what up, last call? If corporate America really wanted people to be smart, there would be IQ tests. There would be certain tests, just like when you go into something and they tell you to click on certain pictures to make sure you're not a robot and
Mm-hmm.
everything. It would be something like that every single time, probably. But they like people being dumb, because if you're smart, if you're dumb, then we can sell you with anything. We can give you a can of old oil and say it was champagne, and
Right.
then hashtag oil champagne challenge and see if you will drink it.
That's real. That's real. Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for us having to do social media, obviously for the podcast and stuff, like, would you be able to give up social media? Like, do you think that you could quit social media?
I think I could, because I have given myself breaks, because sometimes it's after a while it'd be overwhelming, and I think the older I get, the easier it will be, or whatever. And that's because I wasn't brought up in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you one of the kids that's been brought up in social media and everything, that's like I'm trying to think of something that we were always used to or whatever, other than TV You know what I'm saying? Like that's easy to say, yeah, we can live without TV because sometimes we had to live without TV. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or whatever. But I don't know. To them, it's just like everyday thing or whatever. It's so crazy how ingrained it is in like society now, and
Yeah.
how and so how easy it was ingrained into society, pretty much. Like
Yeah. It's literally to the point where people would rather talk to each other on social media than actually have face-to-face conversations.
hmm And then I think one main thing about social media is this. It's culture. Like really, it's really feminine.
Mm.
It's really, really feminine. I was just talking to my stick girl son about this or whatever. It's like just the concept of it itself. Like if you're an artist or this, that, and the third or whatever, then it's the perfect thing for you because it will not what the way it is now, but the concept of it is the perfect thing for you because then you can express your art in general. But if you're not like an artist or somebody trying to sell something or like using it as a tool or whatever, the whole culture of social media is really kind of feminine. It's really, hey, I'm going to take a picture and I
Right.
want y'all to look at it and I want y'all to like it and talk about it.
Right.
Like that's not a normal man thing to do. Like it just isn't. It's like that's why you might see on on normal dudes like social media maybe 1 or 2 selfie pics, but you're not getting one every single day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of feminine. I mean, even if you go through the filters in general, it's basically designed for women in general.
You know what it is, man? I think it's a lot of people out there that's like they not used to they feel like they're unimportant. They have low self-esteem.
Yeah.
So like social media gives them a way to get people to give them validation and make them feel better about themselves. Which is why I think people take social media so seriously and get sensitive, which is something that I'll, maybe get into near the end of the podcast tonight. But I really think it's like if we can improve people's self-esteem, like the quality of stuff online will get better because people
And
looking so much for validation, they'd be more posting things that are like, it's important to me, but I'm not worried about getting a like and a view from it. I think the need for somebody to click like on your stuff makes people do weird shit just so they can get interactions.
And then the weird thing about it is sometimes it's people that don't have low self-esteem, but low self-esteem traits when it comes to social media.
Right.
Like they know they're going to get a certain amount of likes, but
Right.
they make it a priority. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like very important to them or some shit for no
Right.
reason.
Absolutely. I was asking about would you be able to give up social media? So, like would you be able to sacrifice that? But that kind of leads me into our next topic. We often sacrifice things for like the people around us. Like we'll give up something that we want to make sure that somebody we love needs, you know what I'm saying? Like whether it's taking care of your parents, whether it's, like in my case or Faith's case, we taking care of our children. But like, what would you be willing to sacrifice for yourself to make yourself like be able to move forward in life or have a better quality of life? Like what sacrifices are you willing to make for you?
Shit, I feel like I made so many sacrifices moving down here in the first damn place.
Mm. How so?
I'm sacrificing what I'm used to, my routine every day. I'm able to see my mom, talk to my mom every day. Just normal, my comfort zone. I sacrificed my whole full comfort zone. Like I had a decent job. Now, mind you, it gave me fucking health problems damn near as far as the anxiety went and shit.
Right.
But as much as the benefits go, well, they had no choice but get benefits because if I was having anxiety over just talking to people, you can imagine it must have been other like employees with the same fucking problem.
Right.
And this, that, and the third, I was staying with peeps. I'm paying rent. We're just paying my little bills. I had stuff stocked up. And I sacrificed all that just to move down here so I can go ahead and try a different life. Because at the same time, I had all those things, but I wasn't happy.
Real. That's real.
And right now, it seems like I have less than what I before, but I feel a bit happier. Or and I haven't yet to figure this out yet, but I think it has something to do with like, I don't know. I feel like I get more. When I'm away, I can just be me.
Got you.
Fully. Like, I don't have to worry about if this gonna get around to this person, and then I might have somebody in my family embarrassed or whatever because I decided that one day I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to get whatever I need to get done or whatever. Like, I don't have that leash. I don't have that. I'm not caged up. I feel like.
Okay.
I be fully. That was my one problem. Like my job before, like I said, is a very secure job doing tech support. But I literally have to be a bitch ass nigga every fucking day just so I can appease some customers that was too dumb to fucking operate the shit that they bought in the first fucking place.
Right.
And then I had to appease them to make it seem like they not stupid in the first place was calling in for some stupid shit. and then try to get them to sell some shit or whatever. I wasn't being my fully self. Like it was another person in my head. Like, yo, I want to slap the shit out of him every fucking call.
Right.
One time I did get revenge because I did that. What people need to realize is when you call in people and they have all your information, you need to just be nice. Just be nice. Whatever. But now it's like I don't have to hold my tongue about everything. I just, if I see some fucked up shit, I say that shit.
Right.
It's just like it's nothing holding me back here. So like I had to sacrifice a lot of things just so I can be my full self. And right now I don't feel like I'm still fully 100% me yet, but I think that's also because I'm in a stage of development. Once I develop those things, then I'll be at 100% me. But yeah.
You know what? When I look at the sacrifice, I realize that like a lot of the sacrifices I feel like that I've made for myself have actually been for still other people. Like I sacrificed my last job thinking that it was because it was for my mental health, but really it was so that I could be more mentally healthy and present for my son. I sacrificed coming down here because it was the best for at the time me and my ex-wife's relationship. I sacrificed right now I'm sacrificing by staying in Georgia when I could really go back home to Virginia or go to another state and probably make way more money in a better position. Like there's, opportunities at our job where I could easily transfer into a higher position, but it would require me to move to like Arizona or somewhere. But I sacrificed that to stay and be close to my son so that he doesn't, have to lose having both of his parents available to him. So like, I realized like the biggest sacrifice that I probably could make to make my life really go where I want it to go, I haven't found the strength or the ability or the courage. I don't even know what it is, but I haven't found the gumption to actually pull the trigger on it. Because I'm always thinking about somebody else and how that's going to affect them. Like I think, especially since I've become a father, like I think that's the hardest thing is like knowing that I could make this sacrifice of like having this time and I could have like the life that I really want, but I also would lose such a big part of what my life is, which is being a dad and being present every day for my son. So it's like such a catch-22. Like this question, I know Face put it on here, but like this question like really had me fucked up all week because I'm trying to figure out like, well, could I make the actual sacrifice that I need to make for myself to move forward in life? And I feel like I don't think I can. Like I feel like I'm more willing to let go of my dream life to make sure my son has his dream life, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand that.
Like it's like, yeah. So I don't think I'll ever be able to make that sacrifice. Maybe when he's 18, I'll be able to do it, but I can't see myself doing that. I can't see myself leaving him. And to really spread my wings and get to the place where I probably talent wise, knowledge wise, skill set wise could be, it will require me to move to a different location. And I don't know I don't think I can make that happen. I really don't. Like it scares me all the time because I often have thoughts about like just, man, I could just get up and go.
Yeah.
And like I always come back to, but how does that affect him? What does that do to him? You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, man. It's that sacrifice thing is tough.
That's why I actually went ahead and got up and gone because for the simple fact that everybody was saying you're the only one that would be able to do that. So
Right.
it must be that you should do that.
Yeah.
Like,
If I was single, if I was a person that didn't have a kid, right? If I wasn't a parent, I think I could do it easily. But having a child has like really like made it hard for me to do anything that's not first and foremost considerate of my feelings. You know what I mean? So it's like put me in this weird position of like I'm with my son, but I'm also not probably living out and fulfilling my full potential as a person because of my son. And that's crazy to say out loud, but that's kind of like where I'm at in life. Like it's like I know all of the things that are available to me and that I could really be doing. And it will probably make a better financial life for him, right? But socially, emotionally, long term, I don't think it would be the best for him because we do have such a strong bond, and because like he does depend on me for so many things that I can't deprive him of what he needs to chase my wants.
yeah.
And it's crazy. And it's because so yeah, that sacrifice question is a tough one. You know, I think we all have to make them, but I think it's always easier to make a sacrifice for somebody else than it is for yourself. Because oftentimes, if you make a sacrifice for yourself, you have to lose something else, some attachment to somebody else that's important to you. You have to leave a loved one. You have to not be there for somebody else that you truly care about. You know what I mean? And that's tough. That's one of the toughest things about being a man, I think, for me at least. Like being a man, I think that is the hardest thing for me, is knowing that I could do so much more if I didn't have attachments to the people that I care about. But the man in me makes me say, fuck what I could do, because I need to be there for them people that I care about. It's a crazy little catch-22.
Life is full of them.
Yes, sir. Another catch-22 is the woman that you choose in life. What does the woman a man chooses in life say about that man?
Okay, so now that you said it out loud, it makes a lot more sense. I was saying, okay. I had to really, okay.
That makes sense?
Nah, it makes sense.
The woman you choose, what does that say about you as a person?
Kind of express lifestyle, and then it all depends on, I don't know, because in certain cases, if you have like an overbearing, rude woman,
right,
that may You might be carried as like you was some type of weak mama's boy or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got whatever. I mean, but if you have like just a strong-headed woman, but she's not rude or she's actually respectful and cordial or whatever, that just means it actually makes you look stronger as a person. Pretty much.
I think as a man, one of the number one determiners of like I think one of the easiest indicators of like your manhood, how you see life, what you're comfortable with in life, I think is the woman you choose. Like even in my ex girlfriends in life, my ex women in life, like I feel like I've always chosen really driven people, really people who were like women who were not into the same shit that I was into as far as the street shit, you know what I mean? So like I think it's the easiest way to see what flaws you have as a man, but also like what type of ambitions and goals you really shoot toward. Like I've always chosen women that were like, you're not in this lifestyle, so you give me a reason to get out of this lifestyle. Like women that could be my excuse to do better when I might not have wanted to do better for myself. You know what I mean? Hate to steal a line from your boy Jonathan Majors, but I feel like I've always chosen Corettas, like women that no Corettas, man. I feel like I've always chosen women that are like
said that about a white woman.
They want to push me to something better than what I might see for myself in that moment. And it was almost like they were basically there to tell me the things that I knew about myself already, but that I probably didn't want to face on my own. So like I probably wouldn't have left the streets if I hadn't kept dealing with women that were like, yeah, this is too much for me. Like, why are you doing this? You're better than that. You're smarter than this. You know what I mean? And stuff that I was already telling myself, but I wasn't willing to face for myself. I was still like chasing the fun of life and these other like trappings of life that I wasn't really willing to face it until I had somebody else kind of be that mirror to me and be like, hey, this is who you are. Get your shit together. You don't have to do that. You know what I mean? So like I feel like I'm always choosing people that bring out that part of me. But I also feel like it shows your flaws as a man too, because like if you choose a woman that is, let's say, hella ratchet, then that's kind of showing, or hella submissive to the point where like they're so submissive that you can't even deal with, you know what I mean? Like deal with their like they don't have a mind of their own. It kind of shows that like you might not be secure in yourself as a man. You might have issues of like, oh well, I need a yes person because if I'm challenged, right, or if I'm challenged, I don't really have a good plan in mind that will actually make sense. So let me get somebody that's gonna just say yes to everything so I can feel better about my dumbass plan. You get a ratchet woman, like I feel like it shows that like you don't really have a lot of morals, so you need somebody that has lower morals or lower self-esteem so that they can also make you feel better about yourself. So like they're so low that they make you feel better about your level because you're still higher than them type shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. What up, Greg? I definitely think that like the woman, like a woman is like a reflection of a man. Like the woman you choose and how they present themselves is usually an indicator of what you're cool with, how you move as a man, what your strengths and weaknesses are. If you got a woman that's hella domineering and hella masculine, you're probably a man that is very submissive and feminine. You're probably a man that doesn't want to have to make decisions and lead. You want somebody to lead you. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that there's a correlation with the woman you choose to be with and yourself as a man, like the values and morals that you hold as a man, for sure. But yeah,
I kind of like feel like they always been more like what temptation is going to come my way, because I never like in my situation it's always all right, they've pursued me because I never actually pursued. If I did, it was like I'm joking around pretty much. And I wasn't even expecting to get the number in the first place. So I just did that. I just screamed out in the hallway at the mall, hey, you with big fat ass or some shit like that. And then that happens. Whatever. But just to see if it happens. Or whatever. But
right.
I
But
think it
are
more seemed like what do they say? We have a new challenger. That's the way it seems like it pops up. Like, all right, is the
but
Padawan ever to overcome this one?
but even in that, are you not choosing the person? Because
That
you
is
still
true.
got to choose whether or not you accept them when they holler at you. You got to choose whether or not, like, I'm going to accept this energy into my space and deal with it. You know what I mean? Like even all right. So like last year, I was like dating and like trying to see if there was something out there for me. And I noticed that like even then, like a lot of the women I ended up having problems with was because I was choosing people that weren't aligning with who I was as a man. So I kept running into roadblocks. So it still told me something about myself as like, all right, because this woman acts like this, that shows you that that's not who you are. So why deal with that? You know what I mean? And I think that's why none of them worked, because it was like I kept reaching a roadblock with them where like I was trying to accept them for who they were, but it was making me go against who I was. So why even do it? You know what I mean? Like I really think that like when if you don't believe in God out there, this might be your chance to click off. But like I really feel like God put man and woman here to like complement each other. And when you pick your woman, like if that shit don't actually complement who you are as a man, it's not gonna work. It's no way for it to work because it's like puzzle pieces. The shits don't fit together. So at some point the puzzle will just stop because there's nothing to link up. There's the pieces don't fit. That round peg don't go in that square hole. You know what I mean? And I think that's a huge factor in like choosing a woman. I think when you choose a woman, it got to be a woman that's like they go along with the shit that you already got going. Like, vicious man, if you're a person that seeks leadership, then you got to find a woman that's willing to settle into a role that is of a follower, I can follow your lead and be the soldier to your general. But if you're a general and you keep trying to pick generals, them shits ain't gonna never work out because they don't fit with who you are. They're naturally adverse to who you are as opposed to complementary. They don't go together. You know what I mean? You don't put orange juice on a sandwich. You put jelly on a peanut butter sandwich. You know, you can try to throw Kool-Aid on there. You can throw all these other things that don't got shit to do with a sandwich on there. But if you're trying to make a sandwich, you need somebody that's gonna be part of that sandwich. If I got ham, I need cheese. I don't need pimento loaf. I don't need salami. I don't need all these. I don't need turkey neck. I don't need collard greens. I need cheese for the sandwich. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep on making this nasty ass sandwich that I don't want to eat, and then I'm gonna leave anyway. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely think the woman you deal with is a reflection of you and the type of man you are. And speaking of being a man, there was a really dope man-to-man conversation that happened recently where Logic was talking to his dad. You're the hip hop guru on the show, so you probably have a little bit more context around Logic as an artist than I do, other than just being, the half black that's always popping up every couple of years talking about something. This is why I should be able to say nigga, or this is why this is why I'm black. I'm blackity black.
Yeah, we know Logic.
But yeah, do you want to give some context around that conversation? He had a conversation with his dad about money. The money part I definitely understood, but is there any context that might need to be added before we go into it?
Not really. I mean, this should just seem like it's pretty much just, I don't know even why Logic even had this random talk with his dad. Like, I guess his fan base would care, but outside of his fan base, I don't think anybody would care or whatever. It seems like Logic is bigger. I almost feel like Logic is bigger in his own mind than he actually is. But I think that's the way you should be as a rap artist. You know what I'm saying? Because he do a lot of things that look like Drake should be doing.
What do you mean by that?
Like, it would probably be a lot more people that would want to see the conversation between Drake and his father at a fancy place or whatever. Logic is not really one of them. Logic act like he's a pop artist, the way he moves or whatever. But he's not a pop artist. He's a backpack artist that imitates pop art, basically.
Okay.
It's like it's. I feel like right now it seems like who's a backpacker. I would be, I could say, and then it wouldn't be. It's like Talib Kweli trying his best to be like the Migos.
Okay.
Like that's what it feels like to me, and that's him in general. Now, mind you, I think he's a great rapper. I just think that the shit that he be talking about, I don't care. Like, I don't care.
Fair. That's fair.
You don't have enough struggle in your life for me to care. Whoop-de-doo. They picked on you because you were half black and half white, and then you look white all the damn time. Nigga, literally all my life, people said I sound like I was white.
Right.
That doesn't mean nothing to me. And they joked on me about worse things. Whoop-de-doo. Like if I was a teenager, yes, Logic would probably be the music I would listen to. But Logic is too old. You know what I'm saying? He's too old to be a teenager. Like to do teenage music. To worry about teenage shit in general.
I would definitely say there's no teenagers listening to him because I used to teach teenagers and none of them ever brought up his name. But I will say the conversation he had with his father about money. Did you see that snippet?
I did see that snippet. I understand and actually agree with him with that mode.
What are your thoughts on that?
Like his example where he was talking about his he was giving his siblings 10 grand or whatever, they'll just blow it or whatever. Like, even though you're a millionaire, it still takes a lot of things. It takes a lot of millions to keep you being a millionaire. Like, for every, like, if your net worth is 1 million, that means you need to be putting in more than probably 10 million so you can stay that 1 million and keep going up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not one of those things. It's not like I don't know. I think people have wealth all wrong. It's not like as soon as you become a millionaire forever, you got this car that will always be full of money. You know what I'm saying? And until you die, it's not one of those things. It's like you have to have multiple incomes, and those incomes need to be making money while you sleep, and it needs to be making at least more than your actual net worth so you can keep the net worth that you have going and break even.
Right.
And I'm a broke ass nigga and I understand this.
I definitely think I definitely look at it like, I think if I was to become a millionaire tomorrow, I think the smart deal with your family and the people around you that like you might feel like you need to take care of them type shit because you owe them. I think the best way to do it, I think LeBron has probably one of the smartest models that I've seen, where he took each of his friends and he taught them, he put them into arenas for them to learn new skills.
Mm-hmm.
And their skills that they're learning are ultimately coming back to help him. Like, he had one of them learn finance, he had another one learn management and like how to be an agent. He had another one learn, how to run security. Like he had each of his people like learn different skills that would help him in his career so that he still got to keep his boys around and he still got to make sure that they got money. But
Mm-hmm.
while they were making the money, it wasn't just him giving them money. He was giving them money as them learning a new career.
Yeah.
So that not only could they make money for him,
They could make it
they
for
could also then generate that same success for themselves and like continue on. Like if he stops today or tomorrow, his friends, companies, and businesses and the things that he helped them to learn are going to keep them being able to be rich without him having to still generate the funds for them.
He said LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron James. Like if you look at his boys like Rich Paul. Like Rich Paul is one of the biggest sports agents in
Yeah. I
but
know about
but he
even
became
in
that.
sports.
But he became that because LeBron was like, look, I'm gonna want you to do this for me. So right now I got this agent, but let me put you in the agency with them as a part of my contract with them so that you're learning how to do that. So that way I can get rid of this white man and have you negotiate my deals. But you also now have a skill that now you can negotiate other deals for other players and make your own money. Where I don't have to pay you, you're paying yourself. You're working your own career. You're generating your own source of income. Without me, that's a high paying job. Maverick Carter is one of the biggest media guys out there. He he handles a lot of that. Like LeBron put him there so that he can, hey, I need my documentary made. I need, film of me. I need my social medias ran. I need all of these things ran for my entertainment purposes so that when I do quit basketball, I got a way to still generate income for myself. But by be putting you in this position, I'm not just giving you money. I'm paying you for a skill set that you're learning that then you can now do that same thing and duplicate it for other athletes or for other people. And now you got your own media company that, is running itself. Shit like that. Like,
Sounds like the thoughts of a person that was born on December 30th.
right. He had that Capricorn mindset. But like, I feel like that's the smartest thing. Like if I was to say I was to get $1 billion today off of the lottery or something, right? I think the smartest thing for me would be to look at all my friends and put them in position. So like I got, we got Jules. He's a finance major. He's into accounting. He's already a person that is good with numbers, understands the tax system, all of that stuff. So I'm going to put you in position as my accountant because now not only are you going to be helping me with my money and helping me to keep my money and make more of it, but you're also in a position now to get the notoriety from being my accountant that now you get your own clients and now you're making more money. I'm gonna put, I'm gonna take to it. Hey, you're gonna be head of security and making sure that goes well. But now you own your own security company, so not only are you securing me, but you're securing these other celebrities because they trust you because they've seen what you do for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, Pat, you the artist. Let me make sure that I generate. Hey, you're gonna be the one that do all of my graphics and make all of my, if I want a cartoon made of my life, here, hey, do that for me. But at the same time, it's putting you in a position to then flip that and okay, you got your own comic book, you got your own cartoon, you got your own show, or whatever to express your art. But it's all helping me as the person that's like the initial benefactor, but it's also putting everybody in position to then, hey, do your own thing. Hey, I need to be styled for the award shows. Hey, Face, come on in, make sure I'm dripped out. But at the same time, now your clothing company is also now a brand that other people recognize. So now if I stop and I just want to become a recluse and go sit on the island somewhere, everybody around me is still able to make money without me having to feed them. They're feeding themselves. It's like that old adage of, you can, what I'm saying? It's better for you to, instead of me giving you the fish, let me teach you how to fish.
How to fish, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You still going to feed me because now I'm getting the fish that I helped you to, learn how to get. But when I'm done eating, when you get hungry, you're still able to feed yourself past that moment.
You can
And I
bring the
think
horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Indeed. And I think a lot of people that get that money quick, they look at like, let me help my peoples, but they end up just shelling out money. So I'm just paying for bills, but there's nothing coming back into my brand that helps me to keep generating the funds that I'm giving you. Whereas if you know what I'm saying, if you like, even with Lamar Jackson, he was smart enough to put his mom in a position as his agent. So if people see how his deals are structured and she does a good job with that, if Lamar gets injured tomorrow and can't play football no more, mama can still go out and be an agent for another athlete because they've seen her put together his deals. So now she has a way to continue getting the money that I would have been giving her, but she's able to make it for herself without my skill set being involved. If my skill set ends today or tomorrow, everybody else is still able to. I think that's the best thing. I think Logic telling
his. What's your favorite Jay-Z line?
If every nigga in your clique is rich, your clique is rugged. Nobody will fall because everyone will be each other's crutches.
There we go.
Is another person that did that LeBron model. Like, let me take Emery out of jail and put him in a position as an executive. Let me make Bleak the head of Duce. Let me make this person, you know what I'm saying, the head of this. Let me put Biggs in position to do this. So that
model from pretty much.
If I stop rapping, if I stop doing whatever today or tomorrow, all of these entities that I've taught y'all how to run and I put y'all in a position to learn the skills to do these things, y'all can keep doing that and keep duplicating that same success for yourself without me having to spoon feed you. And I think that needs to be the model for the Black community. Really, like like if I have a skill or I know somebody that can teach you a skill, let me put you with them so that not only will you help me as your friend or as your brother, you also are now able to help yourself, as opposed to me just shelling out money to you, but you are now dependent on me. So if my money stopped, then your money stopped. It needs to be where your money keep going, because then if I do get into a financial hard place, I have a place to go get back on my feet because you have the money. You know what I'm saying? If we all making money, then nobody's ever going to really fall off. And I think that's what Jay-Z meant by that line. Like, if we all got bread and we're all making our own source of income, it's all coming in. Yes, we can help each other to grow our own money. Like, I can pour into you, you can pour into me, you can use your skill set to help me get better money. But at the same time, if I hit a spot in my life where I'm no longer able to do that, I have 5-6 friends that can all also pitch in and help get me back on my feet so that I can then return to my skill set or flip it into a new thing that I can now do to make money for myself. But without that, without me making sure that everybody's generating their own funds, when I stop, everybody stop. Now who's going to help me up? And how can I possibly help them up? We all fucked at the same time. We all on a sinking ship. But if you got a ship and I got a ship and he got a ship and he got a ship and he got a ship and she got a ship, then even if my ship sink, I can get back on your ship. You can get me back to land. I can go ahead and build a new ship and then I can get back out in the water. But if we all on the same damn ship and that bitch sink, we just on the Titanic. We all floating on the goddamn door like Rose at the end of the Titanic looking stupid. You know what I mean? So I definitely felt what Logic was going with that. And I think, I don't know if his dad appreciated that, but I think that was the best way to do it. Like, take Dad to the studio, let him make a song with you. Now he's getting money on his own for the rest of his life off of his own talent. And people are going to see his talent, which allows him to then duplicate that success somewhere else on his own, independent of that initial source of income. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of eating off of everybody else, though, the Cat Williams saga on Shay Shay, Club Shay Shay, it's a gift that keeps on giving. At this point, outside of the 50-some million people who've already seen it on Club Shay Shay, which is making Shay Shay a lot of money. Shout out to Shannon Sharpe. I also have noticed that a lot of comedians and other people are making money off of this same content by commenting on it or giving their own perspectives on the interview. One of those people was Mike Epps. He's been doing like a comedy routine where he's been joking on Shannon Sharpe, calling him gay, et cetera, et cetera. Talking about how he was mad that Cat didn't mention his name, et cetera, et cetera. And it led to a point where Shannon got a little heated with Mike Epps because Mike Epps was calling him gay. And Shannon basically said, you know, when I see you, I'm going to pull up on you. Mike Epps responded in kind saying, you know, if you pull up on me, I don't fight. So it's going to be, you know, a lot of the blankety blank blank. We can fill in those blanks. If you're from the street, you kind of know where he was going with it. Mm-hmm. Now, these two have reconciled. They had a meeting the other day where they came together and they, you know what I'm saying, got back on equal footing. They kind of understand each other. They got back on the same page together. But that situation led me to ask. So I got two questions. For one, if you're a comedian by trade, are there jokes about people that should be considered out of bounds? Like, should people consider your shit jokes, or like, are all jokes legal, or are people just kind of too sensitive to deal with that? And then two, I also wanted to know why, when somebody gets, like, especially a black man, I notice this happens in the black community more than other communities. As soon as a black man gets to like a super level of success, one of the first things that people levy against him is, oh, he gay. Like, why is that? Like, for one, are people too sensitive, and should jokes be out of bounds? Or should there be a limit to what type of jokes are told? But for two, why is it always, let me go to call this person gay because they super successful? And it only happens with black people, it seems like that's the thing. Oh, this nigga, he just hit a lick and he balling out. He out here got all the attention. He must be gay. Like, why is that the go-to jab? Both of those questions I posed to you.
I would say when it comes to comedians, in general, no, there is no limits. That's the best kind of comedy. If you feel like you're limited, it usually sounds you can usually hear when it's a forced joke and it's not going to turn out funny. So no, there is no limits. But I will say you should do your due diligence on what you say to who you say if you don't want certain outcomes to happen. And I will also say that maybe if you have a beef with a person in general, before you do a whole stand-up or anything, that's like the equivalent of a telephone gangster, of a person that says or post something on social media or whatever about a person and then don't expect that person to pull up. This is the equivalent of that. Now, I like Mike Epps as a comedian and everything, but that's pretty much what he did. Like seriously. Whatever. He know he's a big, and knowing Shannon Sharpe is a big ass nigga, and you a skinny ass nigga, you know who you can size up and who you can't size up.
That's real. I see it in two different ways, right? All right, so with the Shannon Sharpe and Mike Epps specifically, right? I think it's a couple of things that get highlighted. For one, Mike Epps didn't have a beef with Shannon Sharpe before he made the jokes. He was making the jokes just because it was part of the zeitgeist and he knew it would be funny. Like, Shannon Sharpe has a lisp. He wears super tight clothing. So you're setting yourself up as the person. If you got a lisp and you wearing super tight clothing all the time and you're notoriously not known to be with any one particular woman, dude, like, lighten up a little bit. Like, it can't be that serious that he called you gay. Like, so what? If you're not gay, why are you that offended? Right? But then there's also the other side of, dude, I don't know you like that. Like, joke on me if we cool. I think it has to be a level of, like, if I'm joking on a celebrity, let me keep it above board if I don't know him. Like, there's jokes that can be made about the tight clothing and all that stuff that don't necessarily call the person out of their name and make them automatically or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, now, jokes on O.J. Simpson, if you don't know him, the killer shit, it's relevant. We got facts to back up that he was involved in some shit that makes him look like a killer. even if he honestly is innocent, which I don't believe, it's enough there to where that joke makes sense. But to call somebody gay without them ever being with somebody that was like, you've never been seen kissing a man, you've never been seen hugged up with a man, none of that. Like, I think that should be reserved for people that might be closer to that person, because they're gonna know how they're gonna take it. Like, me and Face, like, even with, like, if somebody randomly was to joke with you about like the single lady shit that we be talking about sometime on the pod, like, that would be out of bounds, because they don't understand the full context. They don't know you like that to know, oh, he's not really funny or nothing. It's funny because he's not that. You know what I'm saying? So they might take it too far to where, like, maybe I do need to pull up. Maybe we do need to go ahead and get some straightening. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what we kind of got to with Mike Epps and Shannon. Where, like, Mike Epps, you don't know Shannon enough to make that joke. If Ocho Cinco had made them same jokes, it might have been funny, because him and Shannon got a rapport. They understand each other. They friends. Yeah. They communicate on a regular basis. They know each other. So like Shannon ain't gonna take it like that from Ocho, because he know Ocho is making the joke knowing the truth. But if you're a person that don't know the truth about a person and you start joking, I think that can be an issue. You know what I mean? And sus is one thing. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people out there that I think are a little different. But I ain't about to call somebody straight up gay if I don't have enough evidence to back that up, especially if I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of people that do weird shit to me, but I don't know. There's nothing in the news to, like, back up, like, you know what I mean?
I've seen
Shay Shay is Shannon Sharpe. That's his nickname. That's the name of his podcast, Club Shay Shay. You know what I mean? I'm sure it comes from, like, Shannon Sharpe and the two whatever. I'm sure it comes from shit like that. But as a person who's seen Shannon Sharpe in person, when I saw him at the DMV, he was with a very thick white or Puerto Rican or some type of Latino woman, but she was very thick and robust. So I don't have no reason to call him gay. Now, I will say he has a list and he wears some clothing that I would not wear. That's a little too snug for my comfort. And I think that's funny. The fact that he be talking like this, Skip. Hey, Skip. I think that's hilarious. So joke on that, but I'm not about to come right out and be like the man gay or he like men just because he talk funny.
Man, now you're saying that every nigga with a lisp is gay.
That part. And you know what I'm saying? That if he my homeboy, I'm about to fry his ass up about it. I'm going to call him gay and all that because he going to know that I know you ain't really gay. It's just funny because I'm fucking with you about it. You know what I mean? Again, I liken it to like what we do on the podcast. Like, there's certain little inside jokes that we have about each other that we fry each other over, knowing that the truth is the opposite of the joke, which makes the joke funny. If the truth was actually the joke, then it wouldn't be funny no more. Like, me joking on somebody that's actually gay ain't really that funny because they already gay. Like, what's the joke there? It's only funny because I'm cool with you and I know that you're not, and I will whoop somebody's ass if they call you that. But it's like that type of thing. It's like family can say shit to you that, you know what I mean, a random, like, I don't know you like that. Like, why you coming at me like that? He do giggle. He do giggle, last call. I ain't gonna front. He do giggle. But again, when he on the show giggling, it's usually with somebody that he fuck with. You know what I mean? And we don't know that. So I'm not comfortable calling nobody out of their name without actually knowing that that's what they are. You know what I mean? Like, if I joke on Caitlyn Jenner because she a trans, it's because she's a trans. She's admitted it. That's a fact that's out there. We got evidence to back it up. So the shit is more funny than if I don't know it, because it's like, well, at least I'm talking about your truth. But that takes me to my second thing is like, why do when black men reach a certain level, the first thing, if they do something that people disagree with, the first thing that we levy upon them is them being gay. Like, almost every black celebrity that's a man that has been really big time that may not shuck and jive with the collective, or they may do things that we don't necessarily agree with as a black person, the first thing that comes against them is, oh, he gay. He must be fucking with other niggas.
Because that's what niggas been doing forever. Like, for real.
But why though? That's my like. Do you have an opinion on why that is? Like, do you have a thought on like where does that come from?
Oh, well, as a person, as an artist, like somebody that's really artsy and stuff like that, or whatever, you'll encounter these things. You'll talk to people. You'll talk to their experience. You will have experiences of your own or whatever, where because I think differently or act differently, they may think that matter of fact, I put myself into play, right? At work, right? I work in a warehouse, but it's cold in the winter or whatever. I don't got nowhere else to put my jacket. So, like, hey Arnold, I'll tie my jacket around my waist or whatever.
Is that a gay thing? I didn't even know that was gay.
Evidently, in this new age, it's a gay thing, right? Or whatever, whatnot. So after a while, people realizing and knowing who I am or whatnot, they would not dare say that shit to me. Matter of fact, they have actually reported that people have said that. I have come encounter with them and or whatever, and then they change their freaking mind. It's because of ignorance. It's an ignorant thing. It's just an ignorant trait that people be doing, man. Is in general. Like it's the equivalent of when white people see something they don't agree with or used to and call it woke. That's funny. Their woke is our gay, basically. That's the funny thing about that shit. That's all it is. It's ignorant. They don't have.
I didn't know tying your sweatshirt around, like your hoodie around your waist was gay. I mean, because I've known, like I remember back in the 90s, that was a whole look. Like that was part of the grunge look. Like
exactly.
Had a flannel shirt on with a hoodie tied around their way, and that shit would be normal as fuck.
Exactly. I guess maybe it was a sector of the community that choose to bring back that grunge look as a style or something in general, but
right. I would say this. But I think what I think it comes to. I think that's one of the most hurtful things you can say to a black man because of the stigma that
it makes you
gay has in our culture as black people in general. Like being a gay, like I remember my granny growing up calling people fags and bulldags. I hate to use them terms, but that's what she would call them. And I remember that was like I feel like because that's such a stigma, I feel like people use that as like, all right, I'm gonna call this person that because I know that this is gonna get the biggest reaction and will hurt them the most, bring them down to my level. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all about making some jokes. Don't get me wrong. Y'all know I like to fry folk. It's fun. It's enjoyable. But I'm also aware enough to know that like you don't just put that rap. That's almost like calling somebody a snitch in the streets. Like you don't put that rap on somebody without some type of
evidence.
Yeah, because it carries further than the joke. Because people will pick that shit up and run with it like it's fact. And now your whole career ended, or now your whole livelihood fucked up because somebody put that on you. And that ain't even what
you are.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a nigga with a whole family. You know what I mean? Like I think it's not. I think it's a lame out. I think like especially if you're a comedian. Like I'm not a comedian, but I can find jokes about somebody without calling them gay if I don't know they're gay. Like there's other jokes to be made. You know what I'm saying? Like how slow you talk, how your teeth look, how your nose look. You know what I mean? Like
I think
there's hella shit that I can joke on before I get to that. Or I think something that will stick with you and make your career lessened.
I think it was a bit of jealousy. It just seemed like it was a bit of jealousy on him because you a skinny nigga, you a big, and he a big nigga. He's a big nigga to actually get girls. You know what I'm saying? You probably had to work your hardest to get to a status to be noticed. And that would be the one thing you can call him and bring him down.
What? All right. In other races, right? Like I see white men, they'll get like they'll get like all of the kudos for something that they do, right? Like Joe Rogan got the biggest podcast. You got people that are like the biggest actors. You got people that are the biggest comedians, whatever the case may be in the white world. And I noticed that like calling them gay is not the joke that they go to. Why is it that you think black people want to hurt each other so bad on that level and put them stigmas on each other? Like, I feel like I watch other people celebrate their celebrities when they hit new heights. Like, white people love it when Matthew McConaughey or Leonardo DiCaprio or whoever else, you know what I'm saying, win awards and set records and all this. But like black people, it's like if somebody hit the top, we ready to tear them down. It's always drugs or gay. Like even with Cat Williams, like when he was at the top, the first thing everybody went to was he on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Not he could have a mental health issue that he going through. Not that he could, possibly be going through some emotional shit. You don't know if he lost somebody. What it's just immediately he on drugs or he gay. And those are things that stick with people after the joke is done. Like after we've laughed at it, it becomes known as fact, and then them people's careers suffer because of it. Like I really don't understand that. Like why we are so excited to fuck up another dude's livelihood. You know what I mean? Like, and it's never the people that are closest to him. Like it's never the people that's closest to him that levy those jokes. It's always somebody that's like way outside of the sphere. That's, I think what you said, jealousy. I think it may be a complex of like, because there's so few opportunities that black people get, when somebody else get it, instead of us seeing it as a win for them and we celebrate that, we see it as a loss for us because now we don't get that spot.
Because they barely let those spots open. But I say to the problem,
but it's so much money out there, man.
Is doing our own shit and not worrying about their shit. I'm trying to figure out how to put this damn hat on my head.
Man, fuck that hat. But your head big and you got dreads, nigga. That shit ain't about to work. But I look at it like, to be honest, like we got to get out of that mentality, because when I look at people who make it, it's all people who said, fuck everybody else. I'm just going to focus on getting better at whatever I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like even in the podcast space, right? Like we got our little subs and everything. That's cool. But I don't never look at another podcast like, oh, they in our spot. Why they get to get that? Like I look at it like, all right, what topics do we need to cover better? What different avenues do we need to hit? What new skills do we need to learn? What money do we need to eventually get so that we can improve whatever to get to that point, as opposed to how do I get you out of that spot so I can get it? It's more like, how do I meet you at that spot using what you're teaching me because of your success? You know what I mean? And I wonder, like, why we so like, it's almost like that slave mentality of like, you the over.
Yeah, crabs in a bucket.
Like massa treating you good, so fuck you. I'm gonna try to get that same spot, instead of like, why don't you all just try to get out of that spot so that you ain't gotta worry about massa?
It could be more than one nigga on that nag. It could be multiple.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do I get free? Fuck that. You got free, obviously. So what do I need to do to get to your spot? And teach you there, as opposed to me pulling you back to where I'm at, so that I can then get up. Like, let me not, like, how did you climb to the top? Not how do I pull you down and use you as the ladder for me to climb to the top. Like, and it's sad. Now, I am happy that Shannon and Mike, you know what I'm saying, was able to work out their differences and kind of bring it together. I thought that was a dope moment to show that, like, all right, we both kind of took it too far, but this is how you bring it back and still save face as men. You know what I mean? Because I think that the fact that they were both willing to still meet face to face, won't no bitch shit, won't no let me make a post about it. It was, let me see you in face to face and we have the conversation like men and we iron this shit out. I think that I think it needs to be more of that too. Like I think rap beefs and a lot of these beefs can be solved if the two people that really got it, if you kick out the entourages and you just meet up somewhere solo with no cameras, no extra shit, nobody recording the audio from it. Just me and you, we talk it out and we figure out why do we have a problem with each other and what do we need to do to get past it.
I'll say this out. Rap beef is corny. Rap beef is corny. At this day and age, it's corny. We know why you're doing it. You don't really got no damn beef with that motherfucker. You just trying to sell some shit. It's corny. And even if you do,
worse, because them niggas be killing each other for real. Them niggas going to prison. So now you don't fuck up this man's career and your career, and then nobody
corny shit. You died over some corny shit. Because if you break down the actual break of the beef in general, is because that nigga got more attention than me.
Clout.
He got more attention than me. Then I'm gonna shoot this nigga. Watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I shoot you, you brainless. If you shoot me, you famous. Well, how the fuck he said it?
If I shoot you, I'm brainless. If you shoot me, you famous. What the fuck happened?
Nigga do?
Yeah, nigga to do nothing. Let me talk to you, cause I find that you know what I found in life as a man. A lot of times, if you got a problem with somebody else or they got a problem with you, if you get each other in a room or a space by yourselves with no audience, no nothing, usually that shit will get worked out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you man enough,
it just happened to me a month
even
ago.
if the other nigga bitch out and be like, "Hey man, my bad, I ain't really want to do all that." If I keep that to myself, we both save face and we both able to move forward amicably, and it ain't really that big of a deal. The problem is everybody want to make shit a public forum.
Yeah. See,
of me disliking you. Like, let me make sure everybody know I dislike you. Let me make sure we fight. Everybody get to see it. It's like I want to bring you down, and I think that crab in a barrel mentality is the biggest issue. Like, I gotta pull
scenario you said that I just went through not too long ago or whatever. It was a person. It seemed like he had a problem with me or whatever. And one day I came into work early, and he was already there. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to walk past this dude without addressing this. Because this is the perfect time. Ain't nobody here. Just stand a third. If he really has a problem with me, I will be able to see it for the real thing it is. It's just a bunch of people hyping him up or his bitches around. So he's going to get hyped on it. Let's see what the fuck the problem is or whatever.
Right.
And I ain't had a problem with the nigga since. He greets me every time I come in or whatever.
Because it usually ain't that big of a deal. Usually it's just one of the other party has some type of it's usually coming off of jealousy or off of an issue of like a misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's brave enough to say, you know what, fuck this misunderstanding. Let's get an understanding. Like, I don't have to approach you ready to whip your ass just because I don't like. Let me check your temperature. Just you. So that neither one of us has the rah-rah squad trying to get us all hyped up so that we got to feel like we got to prove something in front of these other people. It's just me and you. We figure it out, and we go forward with whatever agreement we come to. And I think 98% of the issues that Black people have with each other could be solved with just a quick conversation. Like, Monique could probably solve her whole situation if her and Oprah had a conversation behind closed doors, just them two. But the problem is, people just want to keep making it public. Well, let me record this conversation and put it out to the public. So now the agreement we came to, now I got a problem with you because now you don't put that shit out because you're trying to make me look a certain way. And a lot of times it ain't about who weak or who stronger. It's just about like, how do we solve this without me having to put hands on you, you having to put hands on me, and nobody got to get hurt. Because like I said, 98% of the time, it's really not an issue. It's some shit that done been hyped up and trumped up by the public. Because really, I don't think Shannon had an issue with Mike Epps' joke. I think the issue was that it was a clip that went out on social media, and now everybody's joining in on the joke.
Mm-hmm.
If it had stayed a part of just that stage show that Mike Epps did that night, and the people in the audience had it, and they went home, and that was that, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
But what made it a big deal is because now we putting it out. Now we trying to glorify it. Now we trying to make it bigger than what it is. And so now the public weighs in and it becomes a thing.
Corey Holcomb.
Corey Holcomb. All right, man. All right, I'm going to say this about Corey Holcomb. Respect to him, and I really, honestly, he's one of the better comedians out there.
Mm-hmm.
Start with. He is definitely a talented brother. I will say he one of the biggest shit starters that love to get the rah-rah squad behind him on some shit that ain't really that deep. Like, I don't need to know your beef with whatever comedian because, like, why is that the content? You ain't got nothing else to talk about but your beef with this other nigga. I have beef with people all the time in real life. There's people online that I have conversations with, but me and them have the conversation online together. I keep it there, and if whoever see it, but whoever don't. And I don't try to bring it up again. I don't try to make it a thing. I've had arguments with people in our comment section before, but I'm not about to post that on the community page so everybody can see the argument. Like, me and that person had the argument. We figured out where it was at, and we left it there. And it's dead because it ain't nobody trying to rehash it. We're not giving the public a chance to give their 2 cents on it and make it bigger than what it actually is. So now we got to defend a position because now our egos are involved. And that's it. That's it, Pat.
Ego.
It's the ego.
If
people let go of that ego shit, we would be in a better place as a society. Like, that go back to the social media. I need these likes. I need to make sure I got these lashes as a woman, or like this baby hair as a woman. I need to make sure people see me as this real nigga as a dude, or I'm gonna shoot this nigga. Like, all of that shit go back to, like, it's an ego trip of, like, I don't feel adequate. So let me try to do what I can to try to make myself feel adequate in the public eye so that they can hype me up to feel better about myself. And I think, again, it go back to, like, self-esteem. Like, I was always raised with self-esteem. I was always raised to know exactly who I am, my flaws, my strengths, my weaknesses, my glories, my lows. I know what those are. So it's not really a lot somebody gonna do to push me off my square in that way. Like, if I have a problem with somebody, it's because I want to, not because they're saying something about me that offends me. Because it's really not a lot that's going to offend me because I'm so comfortable in who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can say whatever. Like, we had a commenter on John the other week that tried to, you know what I'm saying, make a Shay joke about my hair because I got the purple in my hair. But I know why I got the purple in my hair. I realize I have purple in my hair. I'm self-aware enough to know that that's not a usual thing. So people may not understand it. And I don't, and I can take a joke. Like, if some shit funny, great. Don't hit no corny joke on me, though, because then I'm going to be mad at you. Like, you done wasted a good time to have a good joke.
Pause. When you a strong-minded person, people go for the the low-hanging fruit.
Exactly. Like, if you're a strong-minded person, the low-hanging fruit don't even bother you because you already self-aware enough to know these are things that
heard that shit so many.
Like, when I first dyed my hair purple, I knew somebody gonna say something. Somebody ain't gonna understand. It's gonna confuse somebody. They gonna make a joke about it. Long as the joke funny, pause. I'll eat that. Like, it's expected. I'm not dumb enough to not realize that that's a thing that can come. But I'm also secure enough to understand that, like, you making a joke don't make what my life is your truth. I know who I am. I'm good. Like, I don't have to be sensitive to the point where now I want to pull up on you and knock you the fuck out. Now, if you say something disrespectful, that's where I would have an issue. But, like, a joke is a joke. Like, some shit is funny. You got to be able to laugh at yourself in this world. Like, there's things that every human does that is, like, funny to somebody and funny to a lot of people. And you got to be self-aware enough to, like, if I fall in public, I don't expect people to sit there and just look at it and be like, oh, are you okay? No, especially if I fall on some ice or something. Like, that shit is funny.
Mm-hmm.
I see the humor in that. Because if somebody else did it in front of me, I'm going to laugh. If I got nubs out here and I ain't got no arms and I'm coming around like this every day, cut off at the elbows, I'm already self-aware. And me personally, I'm self-confident enough to know, like, I got nubs. Somebody gonna think this is funny. Because to me, this shit funny. I look crazy. This is not the normal that people gonna see. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
People gonna be like, what the fuck is going on with his arms? Where the rest of his arms at? This nigga can't high five nobody. So I'm about to laugh with you. This shit funny. I think people need to get a little more self-confidence. I think it go back to parenting. Like, parents need to start pouring more into their children to really let them know who they are. And also, like, with my son, I'm honest with him. Like, if he tell a joke that's funny, I'm laughing. We got a thing called womp womp. If that shit is corny, nigga, womp womp. You thought it was funny, but it ain't. And know that if you tell that joke in public, people gonna look at you like you crazy. If you come downstairs with some black and red shoes and you got on nothing else with not a bit of black or not a bit of red, you got on blue and yellow up top, people gonna look at you a little off. Like, you look crazy, son.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have that on? And I think being honest with your kids and like really teaching them what self-respect is, what self-awareness is, what self-confidence is, self-esteem. Like, I think parenting like gotta go back to that. Like, when I grew up, my granny, my mom, you know what I'm saying? I ain't grow up with my dad, unfortunately, you know what I mean? But like, I had men in my life that would tell me, like, hey, yeah, you doing that, you can do it, but this is what's gonna come with it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you cool with that, great. Keep doing it. That's fine. Just be cool with all of the other shit that come with it. And it taught me how to like be self-aware enough to be like, you can have good self-esteem, but also be aware enough to know that if you do some shit that is against the norm, that comes with a misunderstanding in itself.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I take it back again in my hair. Like, I've dyed my hair purple, knowing that people were gonna. Some people weren't gonna understand it. Some people gonna have assumptions. Some people gonna make jokes. Okay. So when those things happen, I'm not like taken aback or like offended or hurt by it. Like, it's all of the things that I expected to happen with my decision, and I'm living with my decision. That makes sense? So I think we got to get back to like that type of parenting where we teaching our kids every decision you make has a set of outcomes that's gonna come with it. Some of them outcomes you're gonna love, but there's also some negative ones that are gonna come, and you got to be okay with it and not be sensitive to it to the point where you're ready to just fight everybody. Because if so, you're gonna spend the rest of your life fighting. Because everybody got an opinion on something, and all of them opinions ain't gonna match what you wanted. You can do great work. People had bad opinions on Jesus, and I damn sure ain't better than Jesus. So I know people gonna have jokes on me, and damn it, I have jokes on myself. Some of them shits is hilarious. Like, it's okay. We ain't gotta be. We not perfect beings. Like, it's gonna always be some shit that people can crack on you about. It's just a matter of how confident are you in that. And two, if you do feel like the jokes or the comments have went over the bounds, be man enough to have a respectful conversation with somebody before you just immediately jump to, I'm gonna knock him the fuck out. Now, there are some situations, you know what I'm saying, like them sedative days where like, hey, this is a situation where I don't need to talk. I already know what's going on. I'm about to fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when Chewy was on and he was talking about that fight, like, that was a situation where we already understood what the situation was. You're racist people. You don't want black dudes that look like us in your party. And you're about to try to start some shit off. So before you start it, I'm gonna go ahead and initiate it. I got you. I'm gonna meet you where you at. But there's also some situations where even in our past when we was out there still wilding, like, it didn't have to get to that. Like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, you good? Oh, you just think this. Well, this ain't even what it is. Oh, all right, my bad. Yeah, and we good, and we move on. And some of them people became cool with us. You know what I'm saying? So I think it got to be that self-awareness and that self-esteem of like, you can take the joke, and if you do feel disrespected, you can address the disrespect before you get to the point of like violence. You can get to the point of like, let me at least understand, because what I may be perceiving is something that you want to take the violence. It might not even be that. It might just be, hey, you said it in a way that I ain't like, but you really didn't mean it like that. You meant it this way, and I took it as something. So let me understand exactly where you at. Now, if it's that, once you explain it to me, then great, let's handle it. But still, let's handle it behind closed doors, because then don't nobody got to die. Because I can whoop your ass behind closed doors and never mention it again, and you hear from them things and don't show nobody on social media, and your manhood is still intact. You ain't gotta look like you lesser than because you took an ass whooping. Like that's a big thing too. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm going.
No, you saying the word.
But like, I think we got to get back to the place where people are comfortable with taking the ass whooping. Like growing up, we got in fights. I don't know nobody that was undefeated in every single fight they had. But it wasn't about whether you won or lost the fight. It was about whether you was willing to fight and stand up for yourself, and people respected that. I done seen a lot of fights where somebody got their ass whooped, but because they were fighting back, they never had to get their ass whooped again because people understood that this person ain't no easy out. He gonna defend himself. So let's respect him. But people so scared of taking that loss that they immediately take it to, well, I'm gonna have to pull up on you. I'm gonna have to come see you. I'm gonna have to come blank, blank, blankety blank. And it ain't always that deep. Like sometimes, like, be willing to take the ass whooping. See the man one-on-one and see how it go. If it do go to fisticuffs, everybody ain't gotta know about it. Don't post that shit. Don't take a video of it. Just y'all fight that shit out. Get it out your system. Now y'all both move on. Put a little ice on that shit or whatever you gotta do for yourself, and you move on. And everybody's good because now we done got it out, and I don't have no beef with you no more because we done fought it out. There's quite a few people that I have gotten the fights with, and after the fight is over, right? We cool. They actually become people that I'm cool with, that I get along with, because that animosity is gone now.
You
And
wonder why I
might
call
not have even known that we got into a fight, but we know what happened. We good. We understand. Move on.
And then they fought Frieza.
What, nigga?
Nigga, you Goku. Everybody you fight become your friend.
Hey, man, look, man, it's better to become my friend than my enemy, man, because I'm going to take it somewhere you don't want to go, because I'm willing to die about it. I'm going to die. That's one thing I fuck with Kevin Gates about. I'll die about it. Like, I am that confident in myself and that comfortable with every outcome in life. Like, I'll die. Let's just fight. You know what I'm saying? Let's just fight. And then we might be good. Because sometimes, once one of us that got our ass whooping, we understand each other better. And don't nobody need to know you got your ass whooped. You just got your ass whooping, now we cool.
And sometimes people need a punch in the face to give them the right direction in life.
I have seen an ass whooping change so many people's lives for the better. I've seen people on a cruiser for a bruise, and they just out here living reckless, don't care what they say or do. And then next thing you know, they get their ass whooped, and next thing you know, they successful businessmen. They got their life together. They when they got their degree. They done when they got their certification. Now they have productive careers, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, an ass whooping will change your life, and a lot of times it's better. Yo, that too. What last call said, other counterparts in the industry don't make a business out of their laundry. Exactly. When you see Kraft and what's another company? Hidden Valley Ranch or whoever else. Like, I don't know what the companies is to go against Kraft. When you see them beefing, that should be behind the scenes. All you know is that eventually you end up with both sauces. Even if one of them buy the other one, it ain't like no, we fucked them up. Let's show you the negotiations. Let's show you the behind the scenes of when we was out talking. Like, no, it's just the shit happens and then we move on. And both companies get the same face. The former CEO ain't got to be put on blast to where he want to kill himself because now everybody in the world joking on him. Like, black people are the only place I know that, like, we got to put this shit on blast and make you feel less than in order for us to feel better. Like, there's people whose ass I don't whoop. Like, I'm talking about beat shit down their leg. But because don't nobody know the shit went down their leg, they able to save face and go on about their day without people thinking less of them, and they still able to maintain their reputation. And because of that, we're able to be cool because now they don't feel like they're less than, even if they know, I ain't gonna try that nigga no more. They almost respect me more because it's like, I ain't gonna try that nigga no more, but he also ain't gonna make me feel like shit about myself. He ain't gonna make me feel like less than a man. You know what I mean? And I think that that's gotta be a thing in the black community where we get out of intentionally hurting each other and making each other feel less than in order for us to feel okay. I don't have to make my brother feel like he ain't shit so that I can feel like I'm shit. We can both just coexist. We can both have this conversation where the misunderstanding don't got to get out of hand in the first place. If it do got to get out of hand, we can both have this conversation where we shake each other's hand, and whoever win that handshake, both of us come out of it looking glorious on the other end, and we both able to move forward in life and continue our successes. I don't have to take from somebody to make me great. I can build my own greatness on my own. You know what I mean? And I think that's the biggest takeaway I got from this. Like, I really salute Shannon and Mike for, instead of going the way it could have went, because Shannon could have walked up to him, popped him in the mouth. Mike Epps and his boys get to shooting. Now somebody dead or hurt, somebody and both men lose their entire credibility, their entire careers, their entire families. It's two families that are now suffering. Instead, we got a handshake, a couple of smiles in a picture, and they move on. And we don't know what they talked about. We don't know who came out feeling like they was right or wrong. We just see two black men that now able to move past whatever the issue was and everything good. You know what I mean? And I think that need to be the model we follow going forward. Like, I hope Monique get to do that with the people that she got beef with. I hope that
I hope so too.
Yeah, like, I just hope that as a community we able to get to that place again where people just had a conversation, you get it done, and both people come out on the other side smelling like roses instead of both come out smelling like shit. And that's that.
I think what is it? I be feeling Monique. She has a point, but sometimes I'm gonna go watch her comedy special. I'm gonna watch a comedy special with her. I'm gonna see if she actually makes me laugh, and then after that, then I'll say what I have to say. If it doesn't go out like that, then
Yeah, man. We gotta get to a better place as people, man. That's the general consensus, man. Like, it can't be this all the time. You feel me? Like, this can't be our norm. You dig? This cannot be who we are as a people. It can't be. It can't be. You can't make me believe that that's who we are as a people. That we just brutes out here just fucking each other up and not caring. Like, there was a time when we was community, and we need to get back to that. So yeah, man, be a community. And if you can, be a community with us. Go ahead and support your boys, the Podnas. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. if you got a little extra bread, you know what I mean, and you want to buy something from us, we got the store wide open, rtreclothing.com, rtreclothing.com. That's ARTRE clothing.com. You can get all of your Podnas merchandise. You can get all of your AC83 gear from there. We got socks, hats, shoes, mugs, sweatsuits, like pretty much whatever you can wear or use, we got it. And it's AC83 or the Podnas. And also, if you want to support and you don't want to spend money, the easiest thing you do is like, comment, share, and subscribe here on YouTube. You can also give us money on buymeacoffee.com, where you can donate for as little as $1. You can also go to our Spotify page and become a member there for a monthly fee of $4.99. If you don't want to do none of that and you still want to support, though, how can they do that, Pat?
You can put together the @ the letters THEPODNAS, as you can see on the bottom right under me under the screen. And that is all of our social medias. That is the Twitter, that's the Instagram, that's the Twitch. Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. Am I missing one? And TikTok. How did I miss TikTok? Oh, well. But, and on Facebook, Tiz Face Pat are the Podnas.
Indeed, man. Indeed. Yeah, man. Holla at us. We're gonna be back again next week, hopefully with our boy Face, to have the trio back together. Thank y'all for pulling up. My live people, Greg, last call. Thank y'all for salute to y'all for hanging out in the chat and supporting as always. And for our people on Replay Gang, man, make sure y'all also hit that like, share, and subscribe button so you don't miss any content. We got Wise Words with Face, we got The Adventures of Pat, and we got What Burns My Biscuits with myself. So you got a few different arenas of content that you can consume. And we'll be back next week with another conversation that you can join in on. Please keep joining these conversations. If you are on Replay Gang, make sure you go ahead and jump in the comments. We continue this conversations throughout the entire week. And if you comment, we will respond. So please make sure you holler at us. Other than that, man, as always, I've been 1/3 of the Podnas. Your boy Tiz. And I've been along with
The other third of the Podnas is the Padawan here, and I stood up for the whole podcast. I'm not sleepy. Now I'm about to go do something to make me sleepy again. All right.
Because I'm sleepy as fuck, and I'm definitely about to carry my black ass to work in just a few hours. So we about to get up out of here, man. Love y'all. Hope y'all have a great week. Be good to each other, man. And yeah, man. Peace out, my nigga.
My hair looking like Terrence Trent D'Arby.
I'm a single ladies.
Shut the